In the grim darkness of the far future, compassion has by and large been purged from man's heart for anyone who isn't close kin. On Shexia, for instance, those too old or injured to toil in the foundries will seek shelter in human waste sinks in an attempt to elude the urban purity patrols which chase unproductive citizens out into the sewage marches to die. Another widespread phenomenon sprung from this general draining of human mercy and kindness is that of the customary peasant hunt, known by tens of thousands of different names in an uncatalogued babel of dialects and languages throughout the Imperium. The essentials of the peasant hunt remain much the same across this vast, galactic realm of humanity. That of society's betters and nobler people hunting the rabble down in the slums for sport. Peasant hunts are mostly practiced on worlds adorned with hive cities, those overcrowded edifices of human misery and degradation that likewise stand as the primary symbols of human civilization in the Imperium. In these teeming population centers, strangled empathy dies, and death becomes trivial among the endless masses of billions upon billions of bleak shapes. In such urban dens of overpopulation, disease and filth, how can those better off not look down on the desperate and blinkered underclasses with scorn and revulsion? On hellish hive worlds such as Necromunda and Ugarid Alpha, brat gangs and spires alike descend from the upper hive to stalk the bowels of the underhive in gleeful manhunts. Equipped with the best war gear that their affluent clans and noble houses can afford, such men and women of superior breeding will often record their adventurous exploits via live pict feeds, allowing their equals back home in the upper spires to witness the predatory skills and ruthless strengths of those daring hunters of noble bearing. The pict feeds naturally also allow those in the palaces to savour the sheer carnage and humiliation visited upon the squabbling rabble down below in the shanty towns. Where they are well known among the larger populace, the various traditions of peasant hunts are usually taken for granted as an inevitable part of life and noble privilege, and lowly folks pray to the divine majesty of Holy Terror to be spared from this lurking terror. Elsewhere, crazy rumours of uphivers blooding themselves in secret on the cowed masses exist, mixed with tall tales of ghosts and elusive monsters stalking the hive levels, ready to snatch the unlucky into the shadows to tear them limb from limb or flay them alive. The thrill of the peasant hunt, with its ever-present dangers and challenges of remaining undetected and escaping mob pursuit, is a common ritual of passage among imperial nobility. The most honour can be gained by outwitting and slaying hive gangers and other experienced fighter scum, yet usually few codes of conduct forbid the casual killing of defenceless commoners, irregardless of age. Indeed, the peasant hunt is usually seen as a virtuous trait of nobles who care to cull the rat-like numbers of the incessantly breeding dirty masses. The Adeptus Terra never interfere with peasant hunts. Even in situations where the outraged reaction of the lower classes to such predatory noble house activities help build up resentment and pressure towards explosive revolts, deeming them to be martially virtuous practices which prepare nobility and masses alike for combat. Indeed, the successful initiation of upper-class youth Lexandro de Arquebus into the ranks of the Imperial Fists, and subsequent promotions for prowess, was reinforced by his experiences earned at the age of 14 from hunting peasants in the ruinous depths of Trazia Hive on Necromunda, as part of a brat gang known as the Lordly Phantasms. The very concept of the peasant hunt is so widespread and generally accepted as a fact of life, at least among better parts of society and imperial servants, that even those who hail from locations without such predatory traditions may find themselves adopting this element of foreign culture when travelling across their world, or indeed, across the star-spanning realm of the God Emperor. Some may partake in a hunt to honor their hosts, and perhaps grease ongoing negotiations by graciously accepting an invitation which they at first found disturbing, but often grew to like. Others still may spontaneously pick up this custom on their own, for a myriad of different reasons. One such example of a void-travelling man who began peasant hunting on his own was Skitarius Pi-Braine of Forge World Lemuria. Once, when Pi-Braine descended into the enginarium sections of the Imperial vessel known as the Debt Collector in order to gild a trophy femur bone, he chanced to witness worker gang wars down in the bowels of the ship's reactor areas. Previously needled by worker heckling, this man of action decided on the spot to start hunting the worker gangs as a recreational activity. And so, every now and then, this loyal servant of the Omnissiah goes down and starts to hunt people like a predator, stalking the shadows of the night to teach his lessers the meaning of fear. In this manner did Skitarius Pi-Braine take up a healthy sport, and cleansed some of the rabble among the clans infesting the decks of the Debt Collector, thereby allowing some group rations to rise a little above starvation level by virtue of eliminating superfluous mouths to feed. And so, the ongoing peasant hunts across the Imperium of Man stand as a testament of the depraved depths into which the human soul has plunged, in a far future suffocated by despair and darkness. In a civilization that praise law and order as sacred, the most brutal of predations flourish. Thus man hunts man for sport, and all is well in the domains of the God Emperor of mankind.